That dark period that we're in right now, the one that follows Halloween, makes me really uncomfortable at this time of year. And think about it. The days are getting shorter. The nights are growing longer. The weather is getting colder and darker. So many days associated with this time, imply darkness. You have All Saints Day and All Souls Day and the Day of the Dead. Even the clear blue waters of the summer are turning dark and gray. And legend tells us that thin veil between the living and the dead is thinnest at this time of year, suggesting it's more likely that spirits can come across from the dark side. And yes, even as a child, I didn't like the darkness, but I found darkness played tricks with my mind, seeing things that maybe weren't there. But there's one terror that I know for sure still exists, and most people are completely unaware of it. Now, the terror that I speak of, it goes back to a personal experience I had over 55 years ago. I was working third shift as a computer operator for a huge food processing facility. And this is a massive facility, over 1.5 million square feet and 5 stories high. And almost every production packaged product in a box or in a can that you'd find on a grocer's shelf was produced at this plant. It had dozens and dozens of departments. Each one was very, very interesting and unique. And because of the nature of my job, I had to go down into the bowels of the plant 2 or 3 times a night to pick up reports, to return reports and dispatch lists, all kinds of different things that took me various places in the plant. And I have to admit, it was a most interesting time, but it was also one that reinforced the anxiety I'm sharing with you tonight. You see, one particular evening, middle of third shift, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, as I was walking by this one department that was preparing a canned sauce, I saw something that was really disturbing to me. Now, in this department, we had these gigantic stainless steel mixing vats, just like the mixer that you have on your kitchen counter, only they were monstrous in size. They were 10 or 15 meters across and 20 meters high. And up on the very top, there was a gigantic electric motor with a shaft that went down into the vat with the paddles that would stir the mixture around. And as I was walking by, that motor started up. Now, this structure was also unique because it was thought to be the largest precast concrete building in the world under one roof. And when the motor started, it shook the entire building. And at first, I was struck by the significance that a motor could have that kind of impact. But then something truly horrifying caught my eye. Up along the ceiling, I saw something small come down and drop into the vat. Now, I don't know. It was several feet away. It could have been a large insect, or maybe rust from the trusses that supported the ceiling, or maybe even a small rodent. I wasn't sure, but I felt pretty sure that it didn't belong in that vat. And immediately I went over to the machine operator and explained to him, I said, I just saw something drop from the ceiling down into the vat. You've got to stop everything and dump this out. And the machine operator looked at me and said, I will not. I said, did you hear what I just told you? I heard you. I'm not shutting the machine down. Well, who do I need to talk to? Well, you probably should talk to my boss. Well, where is he? And he pointed to a small 10 by 10 modular office over in the corner of the department. And I ran over to him and explained the whole situation. I saw something fall down from the ceiling into the vat as part of the brew that you're mixing up right now. You got to stop. You got contaminants in there. You got to dump that stuff out. Somebody's going to get sick from it. He said, just sit here in this chair for a moment. And with that, he got up from his desk, walked out, walked over, not in the direction of where the machine operator was, but over in the next department where they were canning this particular sauce. And he walked back in and gave me a can of the sauce. And he said, do you know what this is? I said, yeah, it's a tomato sauce. He said, exactly. He said, read the can. And I did. It's a size 303 tin can. It weighs 16.2 ounces. Read the back of it. And on the back, it had the list of all the ingredients that sauce was made up of. He said, is that everything? I said, no. He said, read the last line under the ingredients. Other inert ingredients, 0.25. He said, that's the percentage of what we call inert ingredients. I said, what's an inert ingredient? He said, well, what you saw fall from the rafters, that's an inert ingredient. It could be dust. It could be insects. It could be a fingernail. It could be all kinds of things that when you're running a large scale food processing plant just happens to end up in the final product. But you see, it's such a small percentage that we don't call it out by what it is because it's not supposed to be a threat to anybody's welfare. I left that office that night downtrodden because, yes, I looked at many other products, not only the ones that we made there, but all the other products in the grocery stores that I went to, and they all had that same item listed, other inert ingredients. Now, the really terrifying part comes when 1972 rolled around, the US government changed the food labeling requirements for the industry. And that line, other inert ingredients, went away. You'll no longer find it on any packaged food products. And I'm telling you, that's what terrifies me today, because I know they're there, whether the reporting it is or not. Thank you.